CosmicRadio.TV.
Previously, on Chapter 5, we start off with the whole gang is talking to ECUK, and they've got a mission, and Burden's loyalties are being questioned because he has a real soft spot for Liam. He believes that Liam is, at his core, a decent human being, just sometimes goes to certain extremes to get the right things done, although he doesn't believe at its core that Liam is a terrorist. So Burden is taking this mission alone by himself. He's going to go and grab the antidote from Liam that will cure the mutated string of the Medusa virus that Liam has created and is threatening people with. So Burden's going to go out by himself. He's going to grab that antidote. He's going to shoot it up into the atmosphere on Gactus VII, this planet that we're about to go to. And he's going to effectively nullify this virus. He's going to take the antidote airborne. But what I didn't realize at the time is there was a sequence where Burden was flying out to Gactus VII, or at least in the vicinity of Gactus VII, to find Liam. And the screen kind of fades to yellow, and there's all this noise and static, and it's full of wind and everything. And I thought it was trying to communicate to the player that, oh, this is your landing or something, and we're now on Gactus VII. But I wasn't paying enough attention to the story to be like, oh wait, this doesn't entirely make sense. It was a flashback. It was all flashback. It was how Burden met Jack in I want to say the first chapter, maybe the second chapter. Oh, you know what? It was the second chapter. It was the second chapter when Jack and I were getting tortured, and they make specific reference to the desert.
What do you prefer? This or surviving in the desert?
Can we just keep? Which we played in the previous chapter, chapter 5. So, there's some back and forth. Some interesting stuff going on. Back and forth. Theoretically, this is chapter 6. This is the final chapter, I would imagine. The description of the game on Steam says that there are 6 chapters. We have completed 5. Boom. Chapter 6. Suicide mission to save the world. And so real quick, we saw this at the end of last time with Marvin being heavily featured in this Play Dog pinup. Marvin's got to get some. He is the playa of the universe, really. I mean, you want to talk about dogs. Marvin, chief among them. Dude's drinking on the job, but you know what? Some jobs you gotta be like that. They're wearing strainers on their head, and you get to be protected from brainwaves and stuff like that. Okay, Liam. ...
I was a fool to believe, to even dare to assume that the Constellar Federation would accept the terms. We just gave them an excuse to create even more propaganda for their military and gain support against terrorism. But this has settled it for us. We'll never attain a free world unless we claim it by force. If we, humans, are the element that makes it impossible to have a free world, then we will remove ourselves from the equation. Gactus VII will be the cradle of this new era. The Constellar Federation doesn't respect life. We'll give life a fortress, time, weapons, and a chance to evolve.
notice no Oxford comma. I don't know what to read into that necessarily, but I wish there were an Oxford comma.
If peace isn't possible, then we'll level the playing field and give the Constellar Federation a real war. Gactus VII is just the beginning. It's like Star Wars. We'll start with Gactus VII, and then do Gactus VIII and IX, except, I mean, obviously not exactly like Star Wars, but then we'll go back to Gactus I. And then we'll say, we meant it this way the whole time. We started on Gactus VII first because that was our intended way to tell the story, out of order, obviously. Xenolifer, prepare to be hunted. Because we're about to become humanity's most dangerous enemy.
Liam, coming out with the rhetoric. Speaking some dangerous stuff.
It's strange. I always become aware of my opinions when I'm stuck inside this tube.
Oh yeah, music's pumping up. That's what's up. This is some interstellar stuff right here. This is actually pretty similar to like the interstellar space ship design and their centrifuge docking station, although much smaller compared. It's a lot like Interstellar.
Such clarity. To be certain of my own continuity. These final brief moments of enlightenment. All of this is just a perceived reality, enacted over and over again. Only the stars bear witness to this perpetual anomaly. It feels like I've already made all these decisions before, and yet none of them all at the same time.
So I think it feels like they're alluding to the fundamental, underlying, the real nature behind Sergeant Burton's character, and I'm not 100% sure what to think of it. But obviously something is going on.
Always with a single hope. At the end of this will lead me away from that white sand.
Whoa. Oh, some reverse action stuff. Ah, chapter 2. Boom, chapter 3. Oh, I never saw that. That didn't happen. Not in my timeline. Whoa, this is all far more brutal than in my scenarios. Oh, except for that. Ah, something is happening. Time is warping. Whoa.
The hull has been damaged! We are losing oxygen!
The antidote has been sealed by the computer. Everyone, don't forget your passwords.
Doesn't matter anyway. Gactus VII will be doomed in a few hours.
What the hell is happening?
The Federation must have made their move.
No. This is Burton. I can feel it. The escape pods are prepped for evac. Everyone get ready.
Nobody move. Everyone stay where you are. We don't have much time, so I'll be clear. Give me the antidote, or I'm going to make you wish you had.
You're wasting your time, Abraham. You know us. You know we're willing to die for this.
I've been Xenolifer, and that's how I know that I can make...
Wow. What is that word? Louder? Is that a name, I'm guessing?
And that's how I know that I can make water here. That I can make water here. Talk with just two sweet kids.
Oh, is that the kid? Louder. Man, that's a tough name. I don't know. Space name, right? That's a space name. Just shrug it off as space name. Space name.
I know by looking at Claire and Frank, they'll miss this little brat if something were to happen to him. And I know that this old man cares more about the people in this room than he does about himself. Hell, even you have your points of leverage, Shaman. So tell me, should I start pushing buttons?
Son of a bitch. Sir, I have already assessed the current Beep bop boop bop. Sir, I have already assessed the current situation. Beep bop boop beep bop boop. Don't worry, they can't hear me. Beep bop 001110. Brandt, of course, the robot inside of Sergeant Burns' suit. Here, I'll project some useful data on the lab's window. Again, only you will be able to see this through the synaptic connectors of your suit. Sir, this room is losing oxygen. 59% oxygen. Gactus VII. Population report calculating 4 billion, I believe. 100,000, million, billion, yeah. Empathy report. Willpower. Wilder. 76%. Ford. 98%. Frank. 90%. Claire. 85%. Shaman. 100%. Rebellion. 76%. You can survive in space, but they won't. You have to get their passwords before oxygen depletion reaches 0. If you kill or free someone, extra oxygen will become available for everybody. Also, I calculated how many people will die on Gactus VII as the situation on aboard the Matriarch progresses. You can see the number there. It looks big, but it'll descend quickly. Sir, I scanned all immediate crew members through my empathic devices. You can now track their morale. If someone's willpower reaches 0%, they will inevitably confess. But be aware of the rebellion counter. You'll lose control of the situation if it surpasses 100%.
God's damn Brandt. You are useful. You beautiful robot man. You and I, robot guys, trying to save the world. Those robots gotta stick together. Am I right?
Biddy bop. Quiet, Burden. Remember, they can hear you, sir. Question mark. Alright. Man, we are already thrown into the thick of it. See our options. I can shoot the air. That sounds fun. Remember passwords. Alright, so this is... That's louder. There's Eddie, the child. I can hit him, I can threaten him. I can execute him, I can offer freedom, or I can free. 4. Persuade him, hit him, threaten him, execute him, offer freedom. Claire, I can persuade, hit, threat, execute, offer freedom, free. Frank, persuade, hit, threat, execute, offer freedom, free. Louder, persuade, hit, threat, execute, offer freedom, free. Sean, persuade, hit, threat, execute, offer freedom, free. Okay. Medusa, I can shoot. Ooh. That sounds like a gambit. Input code. Okay, so it seems like we got a couple factors going on here. So willpower, I need to get down to 0. I need to get it down to 0. I need to keep rebellion from hitting 100. I need to keep oxygen above 100. Or at the very least, I need to get the passwords before oxygen hits 0. And I need to keep this number as high as physically possible. Alright, and I don't really know how any of the mechanics work, so I would not be surprised if we end up losing this first run. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna hit this dude. This dude seems weak on the willpower right now. I'm pushing him around a little bit. Nice level gunmanship there. Gun holding. Wow. Okay, oxygen went down 4%. His willpower went down quite a bit. It went down, what was it? 75-ish? So it went down almost 20.
Someone tell me the password or I'll pull the trigger.
Oh, he's down to 32. But that also used up like 5%. Jesus. This is... Okay, yeah, I definitely feel like I'm going to lose this one pretty quickly. Rebellion is up to 88%. Population is decreasing. Oh. Okay. So yeah, I guess we lost that one pretty quickly. I didn't kill anybody, I didn't free anybody. Your dominant action has been to threaten. You discovered 0 to 4 passwords. Your attitude has been neutral. Okay, so if I had to guess... Hold on, can I... Okay, good. So if I had to guess, maybe the rebellion meter just got too high on that one. Let's hit him, because I like that as the first move, because it starts getting him down.
I'm sure there are other ways of achieving freedom. I just can't believe that this is the solution that you have settled on. Not me, Liam. And I trust him. Oh, not me, Liam. I trust him.
And I know you do too, Abraham. I don't see how this is any different from killing politicians or assaulting a space lab. Those killings are justified because those people were deemed bad. Are you really that naive, Sergeant?
I did those things for the sake of my mission. My true objective was to stop you and put an end to the violence.
And so we will, Abraham. Wait, I'm not hitting him for a little while. It's not as effective now. My rebellion meter's getting pretty high up there. Alright. That's enough. Let's take him down, whatever the cost. Alright. Yeah, this is a tough one. I've already died more on this chapter alone than I did in like all of the other chapters combined. Okay. So we have four passwords. Who has the passwords? Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna...
If someone tells me a code, I'll free Claire. No one? Is this how you want to play this?
Didn't really accomplish anything. Alright, I wanna keep beating up on Louder. Sorry, no Sunbun, this is not the new Binding of Isaac. I mean, if it were, that'd be a drastic change for the Binding of Isaac franchise. That would be a tremendous change. Go punch the shaman. I just feel like he can use a good punching. That's great. Although that bolstered his willpower, but it lowered the threat of a rebellion just because there are now stakes. Yeah, man, I don't know how to approach this, really. Alright, I'm gonna threaten him. And I'm just gonna take him out. Let's see what happens now. But I feel like it's another situation where if I forgive, I'm just gonna immediately lose. Alright, so theoretically, I could still get a password from each one. That's pretty gross. I could still get a password from each one of these people. Our oxygen percentage just went up quite a bit, so that's nice, I guess. Everyone's willpower went down quite a bit. Sorry, lady. Oh yeah, so threatening the kid pretty much pulls everyone into a frenzy. Alright. I executed one hostage, didn't free anybody. Your dominant action has been a hit. You discovered 0 out of 4 passwords. Your attitude has been violent. I'm gonna free him.
You. Get into an escape pod now.
No.
There you go. Alright, risk of rebellion is way down. Oxygen is up quite a bit. So that's all helpful. He wasn't going to give me a password anyway. So, I mean, I guess theoretically I probably could have just executed him without giving them the opportunity to say anything. And that would have, like, destroyed a lot of willpower, but... We'll see. Frank and Claire are both pretty low on willpower right now.
know we had our differences in the past, but this is not a battle of pride, Frank. Today we'll decide the course of history. Look at you, always so epic. This is not about justice, the future, or anything like that for you, Bert. Stop fooling yourself. Maybe you tricked everyone else, but I saw under your mask a long time ago. You're doing this because you need to be the hero. Always fighting against the odds. One day, you're the poster boy of the Constellar Federation to fool new recruits. The next, you're fighting for science at the shady Epidusk, or defending freedom next to Leo. And the worst part, that you fooled even yourself. You're ridiculous, Frank. Maybe you're the delusional one if you refuse to give a second thought to genocide. But if hating me lets you sleep better tonight, go ahead, asshole.
I pissed off the White Knight. What a waste of oxygen and people. I'm gonna go punch him now. Take that, Frank. I have the upper hand now. You jerk. I don't want to move over. You're only gonna go punch water too. Wow. Alright. Let's see what happens if we threaten her.
Someone tell me a password or I'll pull the trigger.
Alright, well, no one's saying anything. Frank's pretty low. Claire's pretty low. But Rebellion is kind of high. I would forgive, but I feel like that's just gonna end me, right? Alright, well, I'm not gonna execute her. She's so close to breaking. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't get why it's totally just like busted. Like, I feel like that's not really. I feel like it's not supposed to do that, right? I don't know. We'll keep trying. But I don't like that it's. And I'm just gonna threaten him and then forgive him. But I feel like. Yeah, it seems like anytime I forgive, it just immediately breaks off. I mean, I guess it could just be that you know, if you show any weakness, then they won't take your threat seriously and they will overrun you or whatever, but it just seems like a strange option to have if you're gonna give me the option. It's just like, do you want to fail? It's going crazy in here. Beep bop boop boop. Good idea, sir. My empathic detectors received a significant change in mood. Anxiety will make you more persuasive. But oxygen will be drained faster because of the exposed medusa. So kick louder. Yeah. Whoa! That's enough. Let's take him down, whatever the cost. Alright, so that just pushed everybody over the edge. But also, I want to see what happens if I just threaten, or if I just execute the kid. I wonder how that's going to affect stats. Yeah, rebellion. There you go. Look, he's fine. He's fine. Just walk it off, kid. Alright, I'm gonna have you peace out. So that way, that'll lower rebellion stuff. And it'll also make them a little bit more susceptible to persuasion. And then we'll do that. It raises rebellion a bit, but persuade it.
Don't make me do this, kid. Tell me your password, and you'll make it out of this. And don't do it because I'm threatening you. Do it because of how the Constellar Federation will hunt your ass down if you go through with this.
The same goes for you, man. Do you enjoy being the
herd that much? Oh, hero. This font. Every now and then there's a letter or two that trips me up.
Do you enjoy being the hero that much? Why don't you just go live on a planet? Why don't you just go live on a wealthy planet and enjoy your slaves?
Damn, kid.
Oh, he's so close. He's about to crack. Ah, Medusa virus.
I'll confess. Set me free, please. The first code is Aldazat.
I'm gonna free him. That'll open up some oxygen stuff.
Phew, I got away.
I hope he didn't give us like a phony code. I'd be bummed if he was like, just kidding. I just said that for you to be a dumb poop head. Oh, never mind. I guess it won't let me do anything until... I feel like this is gonna be bad if I just enter in a bunch of wrong inputs. Okay, 2 remaining attempts. That's fine. So, Aldazat. Alright, it probably changes every time, right? Couldn't just hustle that guy and then figure out everyone else. Okay. So we're at... Our oxygen's not too bad. Our rebellion's a little high, but... Did we try to persuade with Claire? I don't think so. Try that.
So, you think that Eddie would be proud of his genocidal parents?
As proud as kids on Cactus VII are of their slaver parents. We're not teaching Edward genocide. We are creating a worthy world for him to live in. And I don't care if he ends up hating us or worshipping us, as long as he respects life and free thought.
Yeah, a world built on mass murder will be a good world to live in. Don't make me laugh.
People are dying.
What's this say? First, something of the Medusa virus. First, something that ends with an N. Let me just guess strain or something. That doesn't really look like it would fit, but first, something of the Medusa virus. Something of something number of victims. Alright, so it looks like 1.8 million people have suffered from the Medusa virus. Or at least that's what it's... It doesn't look like that up here though, right? It looks like about 1,600, 1,580. Not 1.8 million. I don't know. Alright, oxygen is low, rebellion is kind of high. Claire is kind of... She's kind of the weak one right now. Let's offer freedom to see if that does anything for me.
If someone tells me a code, I'll free Claire. No one? Is this how you want to play this?
Alright, so that didn't really do anything. I feel like that's got to be in certain situations where that might work. Let's see if persuade hits again. Sure, persuade again.
Claire, I know how much you love Eddie.
Don't even dare threaten his life, because he's not on this ship anymore.
No, this is not a threat. I'm just trying to figure out how you are possibly willing to kill millions of children. The Medusa virus will kill them first week. You're already forcing all the parents on Gactus VII to watch the children freeze and decompose into cancerous fungal husks. ...
I'm okay with that.
Claire.
I'm thinking about the children, yes. I'm thinking on what kind of world we're leaving for them. Not just on Gactus VII, but around the universe. We're breeding a society where children will see slavery as the natural way of life. I won't allow that. I won't allow our future to be shaped by monsters. That bolts... Oh wait, no. Her stuff went down a little bit. I want to say like 5% or something. But Rebellion only went down by 1%. Yeah, Claire's... I feel like Claire's got some issues. Oxygen is running way low though. Alright, lady. I gotta hit you. Hopefully Rebellion doesn't go too high. It should be in the 90s. Ooh. The planet's a bit more red now, which is not great. Ford is all just like totally drenched in this Medusa smoke. He's all hotboxing it up. Ford's got that Medusa strain. Rebellion is way high. I don't feel like I know a very good way of reducing rebellion rates though. I guess Shaman is the highest, so I could probably just execute him, right? Although that might push rebellion up, but you know, he's the highest with the most willpower, so he's gonna be the hardest to bring down, but he's also gonna be, you know, the one most willing to kind of lead the rebellion. So if I take out the strongest player, I feel like that might be able to bring down rebellion, because I feel like that kind of happened last time when I executed Wouter or something. And then theoretically, I would imagine that would bring the willpower down of these people, because you know, they understand what's at stake. It also frees up more oxygen, which is unnecessary. So I'm gonna do that. Sorry, Shaman. We've been at ends ever since the beginning. I cannot stand this anymore. Forgive me. The second code is Blizzit. Is Bliznit. Shizit. Alright, so Claire's done. Shaman is dead. Ford and Frank are getting there. Hold on, I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. I wanna write these down so I don't forget. Piece of paper acquired. Let's write this out. So the code that we were just given was number 2, Blizzit. Number 1, I forgot, but it was at the very bottom. I would probably recognize it when I saw it. And we still have 3 and 4. We need to extract these out of Frank and Ford, who are both actually pretty low right now. Oxygen is low as well, but Rebellion is mad low, which is nice. Aldazat. Thank you, Moocat. I will pencil that in now. Aldozat. Cool. So I'm gonna free Claire, because she's done good by me, and that'll free up some oxygen that should lower Rebellion somewhat. Edward, you can go be with your kid. Eddie's out there. Rebellion's way down. All right, Sergeant. But try to avoid violence. The third code is Cora Juan. Cora Quinn. You know, every now and then there's some weird stuff in the dialogue here, but they have a pretty good knack for coming up with good, weird, spacey science fiction names for things. Like, I can appreciate that. It feels like, I don't know, it feels appropriate. I dig that. And Frank is already at 0, so he might be confessing right after Ford. Or maybe not. Alright, Ford. Deuces. Peace out. You can go. Frank, you're next. Why don't you just fly out of here on your little wheelchair? They should have like a little dome thing they can put on top of it, so that way it's all self-encapsulated. Okay, you son of a bitch, but my password is the same as Claire's. The second code is Blizzit. Should be Aldazat Blizzit, Koraquen Blizzit, theoretically, right? Hey, Frank, I'm gonna let you stay on here until I get this figured out. Just because you seem like trouble, but I need some leverage. I feel, even though you'll take up some oxygen. Alright, let's try this out in the order that we were given them. So I'd assume that has to be it, right? So Aldazat, Blizzit, Limp Blizzit, Koraquen. Let me just pushing buttons to save the universe. Or at least Gactus VII. Yeah, so it looks like this number down here doesn't entirely change, which is what I was reading earlier. Or I guess it does change, just not as much as I was expecting. And input 4 is Blizzit again. Should work, right? Yeah, there we go. Would you like that? Beady bop boop bop. Good work, sir. Now, let's send the antidote to Gactus VII. I'm the robot. Whoa. What's going on? Wow. Okay. Beat Chapter 6 in easy difficulty. Gallery Unlock Alternative Soundtrack. Beat Chapter 6 in original difficulty. Gallery Unlock, Concept Art, Pilots. Don't let more than 10 million people die. Well, you know, that's kind of my goal on any given day, but I'm glad I got an achievement for this one. Gallery unlock, Burden's Diary 6. Alright. You killed Shaman. Hell yeah, I did. So it seems like everybody needs to kill one person in order to make it through without a rebellion. So I guess I kind of pieced that together towards that last run. But yeah, obviously go for Shaman because he's the most resilient. Right? Everybody else seems like they would crack easier. Shaman is a hardened, maybe not a criminal, terrorist, right? Which I suppose terrorists are criminals, so it's just terrorist is a more appropriate term for him. And also, yeah, he had the high stats and everything like that, so. Frank. Yeah, I could see Frank. You know, you and Frank are kind of at ends. I guess you're at ends with pretty much everybody there, except for Eddie, who's just like chilling. But Frank seemed kind of second most argumentative, or most personally, directly attacking my philosophies and stuff. Then Wilder, I can see that because Wilder's, I mean, it seems kind of silly now seeing how that chapter works, but you know, Wilder starts off really easy. He's pretty much already on the brink of cracking by the time you start. So he theoretically should be the last person that you killed, except for maybe Eddie. Just because he's going to be so easy to get information out of. But as somebody who's coming into it for the first time, he makes an attractive sacrifice. And then Ford, and then Claire. Well, that's kind of nice. It's kind of nice that the lady is, aside from the kid, is the least killed character. You know? I appreciate that. You freed Claire, Ford, Wilder, and Eddie. I was also gonna free up, what's his face? Frank as well, but I just ran out of time. Yeah. I mean, you gotta free up as many people as you can. At least once you have the information, gotta get that oxygen, that O2. You freed 4 and executed 1 hostage. Yeah, so that seems about the average breakdowns here. Seems to track. Favorite action, persuade. Yeah. Well, persuade's nice because it gets you some. It potentially gets you some down willpower, but it doesn't up the rebellion too much because you're not offering a direct threat. Right. Offer freedom. I tried that a couple times, but it just never really seemed to work. I don't know. I mean, I guess that would be a thing that you could do. If you say a character is maybe down to 10% willpower or something, like let's say Wilder, because he seems like the kind of character who would be down to 10%. You get him down to 10%, and then you threaten somebody else like Eddie with freedom. You say, hey, somebody give me a code, and I'll let Eddie go. Then Wilder might snap because he's so close to the edge anyway, and he might say, okay, here's the thing, and then you have to free Eddie, but you know, you push him over that 10% without upping the threat at all, or the threat of rebellion. So I can see where that's useful, but only in specific situations. My attitude has been pragmatic. I think I got that in another chapter. That seems to kind of track with IRL. I like to think of myself as a pragmatic person. Neutral? Okay. Aggressive? Pacific. As in pacifier. Or, yeah. pacifist. That's what I was thinking of. Pacifist. Yeah, interesting. Okay, cool. So it looks like there's another chapter. They only advertised 6 chapters. I kind of got a heads up that there might be another chapter, only in that on their community page, their latest update said that they patched in a crash on chapter 7 in the light original difficulty. So they kind of told me that there might be a 7th. I imagine 7th will be the actual end, right? It's gotta be. I would imagine it's gotta be.
This has been a CosmicRadio.TV production. For more awesome shows, head on over to our website, CosmicRadio.TV.